Hello, Kasturi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Can you see us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are we audible?
Yes, sir.
So, welcome to today's mock interview. Can you briefly introduce yourself?
Sir, I am Kasturi Pandar from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I have completed my BTech in Computer Science from NIT Rourkela and I graduated in 2019. And post that, I was continuing as a research assistant in my college. And then I was preparing for the civil services. Post my mains exam, I have also worked with a Bhubaneswar-based startup by the name Etrix Technologies as a research consultant.
But I noticed in your DAF, you have also worked with Ernst & Young.
Yes, sir. I interned there after my third year in college.
Oh, you didn't mention that.
Yes.
Anyhow, and your hobbies are interesting. Sustainable fashion design.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
The sustainable fashion design means that we include certain practices in the fashion industry that are aimed at limiting waste, a type of circular economy, care for the environment, and above all, generating employment.
So, can you explain to us how do you do sustainable designing?
Yes, sir. For example, in college, while I was coordinating with fashion events, we ensured that we have never used new fabrics and often use the fabrics that were given up by students and the cardboards and books that were unused. We recycled them and used them as designing in our clothes. And also, sir, cycle seats and umbrellas were also used, and we made intricate design patterns that could be put in those clothes.
I also noticed that you do short play writing. So,
Yes,
in which language do you write your plays?
English, sir.
English.
Yes.
What are the ingredients of a play?
The ingredients of a play, the characters, event or a sequence of events, and an underlying theme.
Okay. And is there something more that you should have? You should have characters. You should also have a setting. That means you should set your play in a certain time and place. And you should have a plot. What you mentioned, the theme.
Yes,
You should
sir.
have a plot.
Yes, sir.
But there is something more critical, something very critical to a play. Do you know what that is?
Sorry, sir. I'm not aware.
Have you heard of having the ingredient of conflict, some sort of conflict between characters?
Yes, sir.
Without conflict, if everything is just smooth, if the graph of the plot is just smooth, then it does not make a play. It does not make an interesting play. It should have some conflict. And then the resolution of a conflict, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, okay. Over to you, Rajiv ji.
Thank you, sir. Kasturi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I will limit myself to asking you questions on only two areas. One is that one is about your birthplace, which is very interesting for several reasons. It is Rourkela, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And to Ernst & Young, EY. First of all, can you tell me from where does this place derive its name? Rourkela. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. I'm unable to recall at the moment.
Is it okay? We'll do that at the end. I will do it later. But what is this? What is the steel city of Orissa? Why is it called the steel city of Orissa?
Sir, Rourkela is the steel city of Odisha because of the presence of the Rourkela steel plant by the the Steel Authority of India Limited.
What schedule of company is SAIL, Steel Authority of India? To what schedule does it belong? Among the CPSE, Central Public Sector Enterprises, there are different schedules. To which schedule does SAIL belong?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll read on.
Okay, it belongs to Schedule A. But and you just keep that in mind because you belong to that place. So there could be questions, especially if there is a board member from Odisha, he might like to put some questions on. Then there was something specific done by SAIL with reference to COVID-19. What was it?
Sir, I'm aware that SAIL contributed oxygen cylinders to other states while there was shortage.
Something more, much more than that. In fact, very noble gesture they made.
So the CSR, so the funds they provided under the PM, so the fund that was introduced, PM CARES fund.
No, we'll come to that later. You should not have guessed, Kasturi. If you don't know, say no. That's very fair enough. Okay. You should not be making guesses. It's of course there's a mock, but when you go for the actual interview, you know just very plainly because I mean we are not testing your knowledge at all. That's already been tested. Now just the manner in which you interact with us, that is very important. Okay, now about EY. Describe its business operations. Its highs and its lows. Just briefly.
Sir, EY as an organization was started in London. It is a limited liability partnership among the partners. Post that it had multiple mergers and acquisitions, after which it got its present name. And it specializes in consultancy, taxation, and mostly financial assistance to other companies.
Among its highs, I would have expected you to mention that Pope had EY to review the Vatican City's finances and admin. That was an honor given to any company. That is one. Then, can you tell me, you haven't mentioned about the lows. It has also undergone several lows, I mean, which a company should be normally avoiding. But what were they? Can you briefly mention two of them?
I'm sorry, sir. Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Ernst & Young underwent some difficult moments, some challenges in one or two aspects that normally a company should not be getting into. Do you recollect what happened? What were the troubles faced by the company?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware.
Not aware. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, now tell me, what is the in sociology? I would like to know what is your view on the violence against women? I mean, give me everything about it very briefly as to what measures we have taken to secure them, what more should be done, and whether government has intervened in some areas, whether the courts have intervened in that sort of a brief.
Sir, violence against women is a multi-dimensional topic which starts from birth of a girl child itself, which is the female ferticide practiced in society. For that, the government has taken steps like the PCP and DT Act, and also some technological measures like in detection in ultrasound machines to curb this practice. Then, sir, there's the problem of molestation, rape, and sexual assaults in public places, for which we have the legal processes like under the IPC and the CRPC that make such practices non-bailable and cognizable offenses. Then, sir, at the workplace to curb violence against women, there is the PAWS Act based on Vishakha guidelines to protect dignity and security of women in workplaces. Then, sir, during old age also, society often practices sorcery, witchcraft, for which generally old women, widows are subjected to. For that, we are taking social practices, especially in decentralized levels, where PRIs and ULBs work to curb these.
Kasturi, you have a very interesting ECA, I mean, a hobby of Zumba.
Yes.
How has it helped you?
So Zumba is a physical activity which I mostly practice for fitness. It ensures that I am relaxed throughout the day, and it gives peace of mind because it involves music in it also.
Who was the creator? Who is called the creator of Zumba?
The Zumba was started by Alberto Piros Ceres in Argentina in the 1990s.
Or was it in Colombia?
Sorry, sir. I apologize. I'll check it.
Doesn't matter. Just correct yourself. It's a factual error, so it doesn't matter. What is the trademark owned by Zumba?
Sir, sorry, sir. Trademark?
Yes, that is owned by Zumba. Under which trademark does it operate?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll read out.
It is Fitness LLC. No, but now I would like to put to you a final question, Kasturi. See, you've given so many interesting things in your DAF, and mostly the questions you can expect also revolving around DAF. Okay, so now describe yourself, not merely the introduction as you gave, but as to how the board should be, enthused to recommend to the UPSC that Kasturi is a very successful. I mean, she will make a very good, successful civil servant. Everything about you. I mean, just the areas on which civil services is going around.
Sir, I will explain myself as, so firstly, I am a curious person and willing to learn since I have taken interest in my academics and otherwise in other activities also. Secondly, sir, I value discipline as well as compassion in the leadership activities and leadership roles I have taken in my college. Thirdly, sir, I'm an empathetic person who understands different perspectives and the problems of vulnerable communities also, since I have been a student of sociology. Next, sir, I am a computer science student and I understand the challenges as well as the advantages of the digital era that we are entering into, and I'll try my best to contribute on that lines also.
Okay, this will be my last one. Why is Britain finding it difficult to extricate itself from the Brexit?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, thank you. Arvind Mohan.
Yes, good afternoon, Kasturi.
Good afternoon, sir.
So you are a student of computer science who also ventured into sociology.
Yes, sir.
It was for the purpose of this IAS only, or otherwise also you had some interest in sociology?
Sir, while I was preparing, I ventured into other subjects also, and only then I felt that I have interest in the subject and I should take it up.
So you first studied several subjects before you chose sociology?
Briefly, sir, syllabus-wise.
Syllabus-wise, fine. Now, since you are a computer person, I just wanted to know from you, what is a supercomputer?
The supercomputers are characterized by their high speed and less time they take in solving complex problems.
Okay. But as you see, the speed is increasing very fast for the other PCs also. So is there some other defining feature, or the PCs of today are the supercomputers of yesterday?
The supercomputers do certain specific tasks which the traditional computers cannot, like their contribution in disaster prediction, climate modeling, and new age artificial intelligence and machine learning models are better devised on supercomputers than personal computers.
Okay. So you are talking about applications, but I was talking basically about the hardware only. Okay.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not.
Finally. Okay. How is parallel computing different from multitasking?
Sir, parallel computing in technical sense requires that we make segmentation of the memory and the processing power that the computer has. But multitasking does not necessarily require segmentation of the hardware. And it can simply by, for example, on a web browser, multiple open tabs will be multitasking. But for parallel computing, that will require separation of the real processing and memory.
It is always separate. Your memory is always separate from your processor.
Sorry, sir. By segmentation, I meant that, for example, memory is 8 GB. Then we have to segment this memory to say 4 GB, 2 GB, and 2 GB for 3 different
So you
tasks.
mean, okay, you mean to say the main memory of the computer, or as we say RAM, it's segmented for different applications. Then we have parallel processing. Okay, fine. So you were in Ernst & Young. You worked there for some time. So what were the key takeaways from your working there?
Sorry, sir, can you please repeat the question?
Key takeaways. You worked there for some time. You left it fine, but you were there only as an intern. But you must have learned some things. So that's what I'm asking. What were the key takeaways from your working there?
So in E&Y, I worked in the field of deep learning. That is a new strand that I learned in my computer science relation apart from my college. Then, sir, that is a corporate organization which respects discipline and excellence. We were given only 2 to 3 months to complete the project. And I learned the value of time management and how to ensure that we complete all tasks despite the odds we face within the stipulated time.
Fine. Now, I'll ask something relating to your knowledge of sociology. Now, what happens is that as a country progresses, the share of agriculture in its GDP gradually decreases. That's a sign of economic development. And accordingly, the number of people working in agriculture also comes down. Somehow in India, the first thing happened that the share in GDP fell down, but the number of people working in agriculture did not come down. So what was the reason for that?
So the primary reason for the agricultural population dependent on agriculture did not decrease was that for an economy to grow, it was also important that we make up for substitute livelihood opportunities, especially in the manufacturing sector, which could take up the pent-up agricultural population. But sir, since that sector was not well developed, it led to this mismatch.
But the share of GDP with agriculture came down. Naturally, the share of other sectors was increasing. So agriculture, the labor must have been able to shift. They could not shift.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Due to lack of... Yes.
Okay, fine. What has been the social fallout of this?
The social fallouts of this was agriculture has become an unequal industry. For example, it mostly revolves around the informal and unregulated labor force of India. Secondly, sir, there is the phenomenon of feminization of agricultural force, such that with introduction of technology, men have been forced to take up those jobs. But the manual jobs, labor works in farms are mostly done by women. Then third, sir, agriculture is also the problem behind migration issue in India, which, yes, sir, especially...
Migration should have happened. Migration should have happened actually. Once the labor force moves away from agriculture, migration had to happen.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, Now, one thing about your Odisha.
Yes, sir.
Some parts of Odisha are very, very backward as compared to other parts of Odisha. So what has the government done to mitigate their problem?
So the backward regions in Odisha compared to other are the KBK region, which was historically called the Koraput, Bolangir, Palahandi districts in Odisha. But presently, sir, after the 1990s, government took the initiative and that region was segmented to 8 districts so that local administration can be empowered. The steps that were taken to improve the human development indicators in this area was, so Odisha formed the Western Odisha Development Council, which is also under process as a separate ministry to look up into their separate health and nutritional problems. Since that region is tribal dominant, we have a significant of population which faces sickle cell anemia. Secondly, sir, the education, the literacy level is quite low and poverty is very high. So, sir, government in partnership with private organization and civil society organization also, we have tried to take education there, such as the Eklavya schools and the specialization in the Anganwadi places also. Third, sir, it is a mining dominated region which has the problems of mining and related health concerns. So the regulation in that area is being made more stringent.
Fine. Now there are two social evils, dowry and corruption. According to you, which one is more dangerous?
Sir, corruption.
Why?
Sir, corruption, I believe, is a wider thing which includes in itself dowry problem also. Sir, corruption with itself comes with the premise of greed and less in a belief of self-sufficiency, which is also a part of dowry. So I'll characterize dowry as a subset of corruption.
Okay. So you mean to say corruption is leading to dowry? Isn't it the other way around?
Sorry, sir, can you please repeat the question?
I said the answer you gave tends to suggest that corruption is leading to the evil of dowry. But my suggestion is that it is the other way around. Due to that burden of giving dowry, people become corrupt. What is your stand?
Sir, I'll say that is a self-reinforcing cycle where greed leads to corruption and then corruption will lead to such practices that we continue it in future also.
Thank you. Nice answer. So your interview is over. Now we'll start with the feedback.
Thanks.
Okay, Kasturi.
Yes, sir.
3-4 things. Let's start with the name of Rourkela. It is a language, Sadri language. You know about it? Sadri? You've heard about it?
Sir, I have not.
No? Okay. So this name Rourkela came from, it is actually, exact translation would be your village. And it's Raur has come from a Bhojpuri word. You will be very fascinated to know. It also, Raur is in Bhojpuri, we call you. With maybe an elderly person or with a mark of respect, you say Raur. And Kila is village. So Raur Kila, that is how, when I was in, I'd been to Raur Kila, this is how it was explained to me by a district administration official. When he heard me speaking this language, he volunteered to say that this is how we have derived our name, Raur Kila, your village. Okay, now, see, the contribution that was made in Rourkela by SAIL is that in the context of COVID-19 was they inaugurated in, I think, June 21, Ispat Nidan Kendra. You know, that is a jumbo COVID treatment center, a massive center that has been brought up there with all state-of-art facilities, and you must visit that place also. It's really, I'm told it's come up very well. That is one. Then on the on the Ernst Young EY, while you mentioned, I asked you to give both. I mean, you're supposed, it's all in the public domain. I mean, since you work there and coming from such a reputed company, so there could be a likelihood of a question coming to you from EY. I just asked you their fault and where they've gone wrong. In that fault, one area that you can mention is that they've come up with a security center in 2015 itself, security center in Thiruvananthapuram, cybercrime threats. So that is one contribution they've made in this. Then their challenges that they faced was in October 2019, there was a case of sexual misconduct reported against the company. Then there were several accounting scandals as well. It all came in the papers. I remember to have read that. Then in April 2000, there was a whistleblower who was awarded a $1 million, awarded $1 million for reporting an ethical misconduct by the company. So these are just areas that, since they are all in the public domain and you studied, you work there, and EY catches the eye of anybody. So that is third one. On that civil services, see, you mentioned very general qualities of general qualities of leadership and all, which is supposed to be in every person. Any person is supposed to have it. You should be mentioning whatever you mentioned in your DAF specifically, like the computer applications. They've been used by certain bureaucrats to tremendous success in Indore, for instance, and some other areas. Indore was 2 years running; they were awarded the best city or cleanest city in the country award. That was all due to a computer application introduced by the commissioner of Indore. Then add to the digitization efforts. The government's paperless, I mean, their effort to bring about paperless, this time the budget was paperless, it was digitized. So those areas, a computer application, computer scientist can be, your expertise can be put to best use. And this is how you can contribute in any other area, but these are specific areas where you can contribute to the efforts of the government. So these are two areas I thought I should mention to you that you should mention. And read about Brexit and other issues as well. Okay. All the best, Kasturi. Arvind Mohan
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Kasturi, you answered the questions properly, but sometimes you are lacking in content that you also knew. And regarding the questions that I asked regarding supercomputer, a supercomputer necessarily has the power for parallel computing. So that's why my next question was, what is the difference between parallel computing and multitasking? So parallel computing is necessarily requires more than one processor. A problem is broken into smaller problems and different things are being processed simultaneously so as to arrive at the solution in a very quick way. Fine. And multitasking, you must be knowing already. What is multitasking? It is different from parallel computing because in case of multitasking, the processor at any one moment of time is doing only one kind of processing. But in parallel processing, the number of processes is more. So the computer at any given time is handling more than one processes.
Yes, sir.
Fine. And you handled very well that question relating to dowry and corruption. But regarding my first question, which was regarding that people not moving, coming down, the workforce in agriculture not coming down in India, whereas in other countries, that was a part of the developmental process, because the normal progression is from agriculture to manufacturing to sector, service sector. We moved right away from agriculture to service sector. Manufacturing part did not come in between. Our manufacturing sector is still not very, very advanced. not that capable. We moved to service sector, which requires high level of skills, which the agriculture people engaged in agriculture could not adopt to. And that's why even if they wanted to shift, they could not shift. And the social fallouts, of course, you mentioned rightly that these have been the social fallouts. But migration is not a fallout of that. Migration had to happen. Because once they had to come out of agriculture, they had to migrate to some other place. But in our case, the manufacturing activity did not come up. That's why they could, natural progression is for people also to move from agriculture to manufacturing, because it requires a lesser amount of skill.
Yes,
but we moved straight away to service sector. Okay. So thank you. And I hope you will be able to perform much better. You performed well today also. And with this mock interview, I am sure you will be able to perform much better in your actual interview. Thank you. All the best. Now over to Chairman, sir.
Okay, Kasturi, how do you rate your own performance today?
It was average.
No, it was not average. You are being very modest. It was much better than average. You fielded most of the questions very well. And as has been pointed out by Mr. Arvind Mohan, particularly the question on dowry and corruption, you handled very well. You should never get disheartened if you do not know the answer to any factual question. Knowledge is no longer a test. Your personality is being tested. You have a very good presence. You have a good personality, impressive personality. You are articulate. But as has been pointed out, you need to brush up your knowledge on current affairs, and you have not prepared systematically, in the sense that you have not paid attention to your DAF. Most of the questions will emanate from DAF. So every word you have written there, you should think over it and find out what are the questions that are likely. Your optional was sociology, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So there would be a lot of questions on sociology. There'll be a lot of questions on your computer background. And that is why Mr. Arvind Mohan asked you questions on supercomputers. There may be questions on artificial intelligence and so on and so forth. So what you should do is prepare a question bank. Okay. So first is arising out of your DAF, your hobbies, etc. You belong to, you went to Rourkela to study, so you should know about Rourkela, etc. Second portion is your optional subject and the subject you studied in college, right? And the third part is the current affairs. So under each head, prepare some questions. You don't need to go anywhere. You can think that if you were to interview somebody on this subject, what are the likely questions you're going to ask? And you will yourself get the questions. Okay? So under each head, 10 to 15 questions and their short answers you write in a register, and that is your Bible for the interview preparation. When is your interview?
The 25th August.
So there is still some time, okay, the 20 days to go. So you prepare very in this systematic manner rather than going, not having any direction to your preparation. How many mocks have you taken?
So 2 online.
Okay. So do you intend to take more mocks?
Sir, I'm taking only online. I have not taken any offline mocks. So 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, but more importantly, you should prepare.
Yes,
Focus more on preparation. Too many mocks will only confuse you. So prepare for at least a week, 10 days, and then maybe consider one mock. But if you take too many mocks, there will be conflicting views and you may get distracted. Might make you more confused. So I would advise you not to take many more mocks. Okay, at most one, or that will be enough. Focus more on preparation. Any questions you want to ask us?
You handled that question on some backward regions of Odisha also very well, I must say. So your performance was very good. Our job was to point out the areas where you were lacking. So don't get disheartened by our feedback in that manner. Okay, you actually performed very well, and with the suggestions that sir has given you, you will always be able to do much better once you implement that. And sir, वो ड्रेस का थोड़ा इनका
हाँ अभी बताते हैं. राजीव जी आपको कुछ कहना है?
नहीं, वही एरियाज आपको जो करना है उसमें one I forgot to tell you that when you are introducing yourself as a successful civil servant, apart from computer science, you can also mention the role of sociology in understanding the society, the societal mood, as to how you would introduce a scheme, knowing the societal conflicts and the various contradictions in the society. You are in a better position to handle such situations. So that you can mention in your introduction, please.
So the last tip is about your dress. I'm sure you know what to wear on the final day.
Yes, sir.
You're wearing a sari?
Yes, sir.
I think Odisha produces the finest saris in the whole world. Lepakshi, am I right? Is that the name of the... There are, handloom saris from Odisha are wonderful. So you can choose one of the... But it should be of sober color. The sort you are wearing today. Okay, don't wear any flashy sari. Sober colored sari with a matching border. Again, the border should not be very flashy. It should not be red or shiny or so on. And otherwise, you are perfect. There is nothing to worry. Anything you want to ask?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
So all the best. I hope this mock interview has encouraged you and put you on the right track rather than making you feel disheartened. You have done very well. Okay. So don't think that, don't go away thinking that you didn't do well.
Yeah.
You performed much better than average.
Yes.
Your self-assessment is totally off the mark. You are easily, around 7. So you have to raise it to 8 to get a good service and to get a good rank. Okay. So for that, you require a little more preparation. All the best. May God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
All the best,
Kasturi. All the best.
And come out with flying colors. Okay.